Just getting the Zoom happening. But once again, it's another box of dogs, motherfuckers. Yeah. With our wonderful guest, Mr. Steve Hughes.
Yeah, but I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh, no, not another box of dogs.
It's another box of dogs!
Got your beard back, thank
I
God.
got Corona. The amount of jokes. Oh, yeah. It takes me weeks to grow facial hair, man. It's embarrassing how long. Like I can shave and be clean shaven for a week.
Hey,
But I'm hoping that one day soon I'm going to transition from a man to a real man.
are we recording yet?
Yeah, we are. I just record. I'll edit later.
Okay, yeah. Got to start massaging your testicles.
Is that what you do? I've been listening to Andrew Tate, and he was like, eat raw onions. Eat 3 raw onions a day. That's supposed to get your testosterone going.
There's better ways. There's easier ways of eating 3 raw onions.
I'd imagine. I fucking hope so.
Massage your nuts like they do in Qigong.
Really? I can do that.
Yeah. Just so if any of you guys are out there, you should all be doing this, considering we've been drinking fluoridated water and there's fucking estrogen in the water and estrogen in the food, and because they don't want real men, because they're going to try and destroy the entire human race, white men first. And so yeah, where your balls sit, and then just next to your cock, there's tubes, of course, to get in there. So you want to massage them, because also as you get older they get blocked like arteries or veins. So then also you can get your balls and you hold them, and then you tap them first, because also I found out this Brazilian Qigong guy, sediment as you get older sits in your balls.
Oh fuck.
And then you tap your nuts. You tap your nuts, because also as you get older your testosterone drops anyway, so there you tap your nuts and then just fucking get them, and then start to get. And then there is food you can eat, maca powder. That's pretty good for you. And you can even look up on YouTube now. There's tons of Jamaican women on there. They know.
Really?
They've got recipes. They got recipes for how to get your cock like fucking. Apparently, they're all on there. You want rock hard? Yeah, it's a good thing about YouTube and that, isn't it? You can find some old Jamaican woman going, "You want a rod of steel?
Rod of steel. Give you the rod of steel, baby." Fuck yeah, man.
Well, I've decided. Yeah, I haven't smoked weed for a week.
Really? That's good.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Oh, a lot better. Not that I felt rotten, but I just suddenly realized, Steve, what are you doing? You're trapped in some pattern. You know what happened before when you just didn't think about what you were doing? You went to fucking hell for 6 years. So I suddenly realized, because I can smoke like a fucking Jamaican fucking Rastafarian, like all day. I can wake up and start smoking and just not stop until I go to fucking sleep. And then I don't remember any dreams for the next 5 years. So
yeah.
So I suddenly thought last week, God, fuck this. Got to have a break. Be an adult, Steve. Make a decision before you fall into a pit of hell,
Yeah, man.
And so, yeah. And I've got a French girl, a friend of mine, a French woman I know in Glastonbury. She still smokes a little bit, but never before 6 at night is my rule. Never, and then only a bit. Like, so yeah, I should probably fucking start to get some discipline instead of just fucking thinking I can rock around invincible, because I've proved to myself before I am definitely not that.
None of us are, hey.
It's been kind of good, yeah. Just Yeah. No way. Oh, I had a little toke last night, but it was like 4 tokes, and I put bugger all in the spliff. And I just thought, yeah, let's just fucking change some stuff up that you're just doing without thinking, you know.
Well, that's it. Last time I went out here in Mildura, I went to see a band, and the girl there had a joint, and I had like 2 tokes on it. And it just, because it was that unthinking thing, and that's what takes you to hell. Just doing
Did it knock you? Did
yeah,
it knock you around?
yeah. It was like, because I hadn't smoked since I've got to Mildura, so it's been like a year, and it just straight away I went into my head, you know, like I'd always hope it'll go into my body and be like, you know, oh, okay, lighten things up, but it just went straight into like, oh, you don't know anyone here. You look weird. What are you doing? Fucking, you probably smell funny, you bastard. Why did you do that to me, you fucker? Yeah.
I'm like that with booze. I'm like that with booze now because I rarely drink. Then I had a beer last Friday. I was at a gig, and then I thought I might get another beer for stage. And then I was halfway through the beer and went, oh, I don't think I can finish this. I start getting pissed. Fucking hopeless. Yeah. Mind you, booze was never a big thing for me, you know.
Yeah.
Like I've been shit faced and drank booze over years, decades, but only partying, you know, never. In fact, I could probably honestly say I've never, ever had a drink at home. Probably just talked about this before. Just never. I've never gone home and gone, oh, I'll have a beer. Never. Just doesn't taste good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not moralizing to anyone. I'm sitting there like Peter Tosh, fucking. And I was like, I couldn't. Alcohol's a brutal drug, though. It must be rough to be an alcoholic. That must be fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
A rough one to get off, you know.
It's too available, same as smoking. You know.
I know that's the next one. This is the next one. It's organic tobacco, but still. I mean, this is the first smoke I've had all day. It's almost 2 PM, and I haven't finished it yet. So,
have you noticed how much it saps your energy as soon as you have it? Like, or half an hour after you've had a cigarette, you're just like sitting there going, yeah, fuck, I should do something. But
well, I was talking to this French woman I know the other day in Glastonbury. She's she's an interesting soul. So I was saying to her, well, you know, it's organic. She goes, yeah, still. And I was going, but, you know, I know guys who talk about, you know, ayahuasca and American Indians, they do tobacco. She goes, yeah. She goes, but they don't inhale it.
Yeah, right.
They use it for rituals, and right. But it's not a good one to be going.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck.
Well, it's the deadly nightshade family,
right?
So,
and I'm just starting to think. You know, I was getting into old Pat, just getting up, having coffee straight away. Now I'm like, no, I've gone back to just get up, have lemon juice with fucking honey, maybe apple cider vinegar straight away. Half a liter of that. Sit in the sun, burn the fucking sun. I got now the winter's coming and this fucking nightmare's going to be rough. Burn the sun into your brain as soon as you wake up. Get all the fucking neurotransmitters going. Fucking yeah. You know?
Yeah. Have you done any sun staring?
I did when I was having a breakdown. It might have given me eye floaters. I've got eye floaters. It was either the sun, because I've been in Europe for 20 years and then was not used to the Aussie sun, or it was the fucking psych meds.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a few of the eye floaters, but I think they're something else. But the sun staring, if you do it like right at sunset and you just peer through like a slit in the eye, or even you can actually do it like I do it now with my eyes closed. If I'm just looking straight up at the clear sky and the sun, just slowly, I've got my eyes closed, but I'm looking at a blue sky. Like you can see the blue sky. But that light is so penetrating. It's really beautiful.
Oh, And now I wonder what one of these retarded globalist Bill Gates creeps come up with. Maybe we could block out the sun to. How could anyone listen to these fucking demons?
He's literally Mr. Burns. Like Mr. Burns did that in a fucking episode of The Simpsons.
I mean, here we go. We've only been on 5 minutes talking about our own personal health. Next minute, I'm gonna get. I'm at a loss when people just can actually not listen to these creatures and not have their instinct go. This thing needs to be rounded up.
Yeah.
Put it in a fucking box.
Yeah. We need to hunt him down.
Like it's like that Fauci creature.
This is where the lizard thing came from, I think, because they do act like. Have you seen the head of Pfizer, the CEO of Pfizer, and his neck is going like he looks like a fucking lizard. There's all these videos all over the internet. I'll find them and send them to you. There's a great one on InfoWars the other day, and it just showed a cut up of it in his throat. He's just going, motherfucker, bullfrog.
Oh, Jesus Christ! What a time to be alive.
Yeah,
what a time to be alive.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is what's that old Chinese curse? May you live in interesting times.
Yeah, is it a curse or is it
That's the thing. It's such a clever one because it's like it sounds like a blessing, but it's a curse. It's like, may you live in it. It's like, yeah, fuck you, buddy. But yeah, we really are living in the most, like, it is an incredible time to be alive. It's scary and it's weird.
Yeah.
But it really is. And when you start looking into, like, I got really tired with it all recently. Like, just like I didn't want to hear any more about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you got to take breaks.
Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. You got to take breaks.
Yeah. I was just like,
I learned that about.
Yeah. It's just
I
like
that
how
about conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you got to because you got to sort of well, it's like I was listening to this guy and he was doing it's that Gabor Mate guy. Do you know that guy?
Yep.
I was listening to him and he was talking about doing ayahuasca ceremonies and running them and with these South American shamanic guys. And he was actually doing a whole group of psychologists and psychiatrists who would come down to check all this stuff out. And after the first night or something, he goes, the next day, all the, what do they call them? Mascaros or something. These guys that run these things, the South American shaman guys, they called him over. Mm-hmm. They said, listen, you can't run any more of these because you've got a darkness in you that's so intense, right, that it's not fucking good. And he goes, so we're gonna take you aside and do some work on you ourselves.
Wow.
And also when they went through all these other doctors, they said we had to do the same to a lot of them because they go, he goes, all this trauma that you're taking on from these patients. He goes, like a lot of you fuckers in the West, he goes, you don't know how to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You're filled with this shit, right? He goes, we do all these ceremonies, but then we go off and do the whole cleansing, get any projectional stuff from all these other human beings that have been interacted in out of you.
Yeah.
And I even listened to I've been listening to this amazing Serbian astrologer who's passed away last year. I'd never heard of. I listened to this woman called Lada Doncheva, I think she's Bulgarian or something. She's quite a good astrologer. And then she just suddenly goes, I saw this guy. And this guy was he was doing astrology that was predicting things. It was the most amazing guy I've ever listened to doing astrology.
Really?
And he tells you just because he just worked out ways to everything from eating, food, where you should live, where you're going to get married, don't do this, where if you're going to get killed, like if you have accidents, if your things, the degrees of what. And he even said, he goes, if you're doing stuff like this, what I do, don't work at home, don't have clients in your house.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, because stuff fucking stays in there.
Yeah.
So I think we need to know how to cleanse ourselves, don't we? I think we've talked about on this channel before, like the Peter Levine guy. He said how to clear the nervous system like animals.
Yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, defrag the nervous system from all the fucking cortisol and adrenaline,
Yeah. Or like
so maybe these are all the things we have to learn to become human again and go and have a higher evolution of consciousness. It's complex to be a human being, isn't it?
It is.
It's probably two things. It's probably that the whole the paradox of being complex and utterly simple at the same time. If you know what to do.
You know who else does that reset? Taylor Swift.
Oh, does she?
She has that song "Shake It Off." I just spent like a minute Googling Taylor Swift because I couldn't remember her name, all for that lame joke.
I couldn't. I wouldn't know the name of a Taylor Swift song if it fucking hit me in the head while I was riding a push bike.
You're better off.
Yeah. Anyway, here we are, folks. Also, I noticed the last one we did. You didn't cut it up? It was just a 3-hour bang, was it?
Yeah, well, the first one, people just kept saying, "Just give us the whole thing. Just give us the whole thing." And that one,
oh, did they?
Yeah, and that one, my computer hard drive was just chock-a-block, so I had to buy another hard drive. So in the meantime, I ended up just going, right, I'm just going to put this all out at once and see how that goes. But this one I might cut up. I don't know. See how we go, because I kind of like the cut up one.
Yeah, I like the cut up ones. Maybe you don't have to give them a week to wait. Like you have to wait for another episode of Game of Thrones if you like that kind of stuff.
That's true.
Maybe you can. Well, it's cool. These our small audience get into it. That's cool.
Well, a lot of them are getting, like, I've had a few people email me and contact me and stuff, and yeah, they're really into it. They love this stuff. And they love our conversations, and they love listening to you. And actually, one of the guys, Andrew, I'm in pretty regular contact with him. He reckons we should start a band called Hate Group. And yeah, it's going to be anti-elitist hardcore metal. You on drums, him on guitar, me on vocals. I'll do bass.
Elitist. I'm really tired of calling these demons elite. The elite.
Yeah.
I don't see them elite at all. I see them as pure fucking scum. So I don't see why I should call them elite.
Yeah, it's a bit fucking lofty, isn't it?
Do you know, it's very interesting that apparently the word El means, I think, God in Hebrew, El, which is why you get Israel. Right? Then you get what? Elections, elevators, elevated, right? Meaning godlike, right? Going up. Right? So you get elected, elite, elevator, Israel, which is, I think, was ISIS, IS, Ra, Amen Ra, L. Could be. Don't quote me. But yeah, I don't like this. Well, the elites. I don't think they're elite. I'm far superior.
I have to agree with that. They are only elite through money. I mean, all they've got is money and power and yachts and nice houses, but are they happy?
And army.
And
Are they happy? Once I used to know this Finnish stand-up comedian called Ismo. He was a very funny guy. It was really original way.
Yeah,
it's great.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. Real original way of doing jokes. I really like him.
Yeah.
And he knew a lot about conspiracy stuff, but he kind of just went off it. Once we were talking, and he goes to me, "Do you know, Steve, I know a lot. I've read a lot of books like you, and I've often wondered, why would you bother trying to take over a planet?" And then I thought to myself, of course, a lot of these people, they come from lines of bloodlines of money and royalty and power for so long, so many centuries. I guess once you have access to everything in life, that perhaps learning tennis just doesn't cut it for you anymore.
Yeah.
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 Would you like to learn tennis? I would prefer to take over Africa.
I play tennis with people. I like this nation over here. Now this nation is back.
I like to watch them go back and forth.
Well, Cormac McCarthy laid it out really well in The Counselor, the movie The Counselor. That was something he wrote specifically to be made into a movie. Like, I don't think that was ever a book. So that was his sojourn into Hollywood, which I don't know how well that went. It's nothing compared to his books, but he made the point in that movie where he's like, when you've got the kind of money that these people have got and you've done everything, you've fucked all the beautiful women, you've fucked all the beautiful boys, you've eaten all the best, you've done everything. What is it that's going to get you off after that? And it went to a very, very dark place. That movie goes to a very dark place. So, yeah.
Humans are strange, aren't they? If they're even human anymore.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
Why can't you just enjoy yourselves? What's wrong? What's wrong with these people? Why don't you want to help people and fix things? I don't know. It must be some weird psychology.
That's what I was going to say as well. Why, they don't get off on uplifting people. Like, you get more out of uplifting people. But I think their whole attitude comes from fear. And then that fear, it's like a real masochistic, it's a real sadomasochistic relationship they have with humanity.
It's like I was talking to my buddy last night in Germany. He's an Australian guy, but he lives in Germany. And because someone, I bought a bike recently and someone stole it in Manchester. I think I told you last week. And just thieves are the lowest. There's two rules in this world: don't kill and don't steal.
Yeah.
And I've stolen in my life. When I was a kid, I'd steal a Tonka truck or a fucking aeroplane model from the shop, probably a reaction to my upbringing. That really didn't last long. And then I've lived with people, so I might have stolen your milk or eaten a slice of your cheese or smoked a bit of your weed if you had an ounce and I wanted a few spliffs. But I've never stolen anything. Like, I don't know how you feel good. And like I was talking, if I walk in the street, some guy drops 50 quid or his wallet or something, I just don't think, just take it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't cross my fucking mind. I've never been in a bar where I think, oh, look, I had a jacket stolen in Amsterdam one night. Great jacket. Never found another one like it. But I think, who steals a man's clothes?
Yeah, yeah.
I've had girls who have had their handbags taken in bars. Who? It's never crossed my consciousness to be in a bar and think, I could take that girl's handbag.
Yeah.
It hasn't crossed my fucking mind. And how do you feel good about, what kind of scumbag are you? You go home and rummage through it. Now this girl's got no house keys and no fucking credit cards and no phone and no, she might have phone numbers that she can't find again. She's got private things in there, and you just go home and take it all. Do you feel good? I would feel like a fucking piece of shit. Like to steal things, and then you just ride off and steal my bike. Do you feel good about yourself? You're a fucking piece of shit. That's what you are. If you're a thief, you're a fucking piece of shit, right? Because I just don't know how you. Some people go, oh, if you steal off a store, no, not even that. Even if they're scumbags, don't fucking steal things. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so low. It
Yeah.
says so much about your pathetic character that you just go and get it yourself. You can't save up 50 quid and meet a bloke who's got a secondhand pedally for 50 quid.
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking scumbag. If you're a thief, you're an absolute fucking scumbag.
It also injects a level of chaos into your own life.
Completely.
That you'll see those people, they'll steal shit, and then later on they're like, oh, fuck, this happened, that scumbag ripped me off, or whatever. And it can, and even the things of like having an accident, tripping, and it just injects this level of chaos into their own lives, and it's like they can't see the cause and effect.
No.
And yeah, when you address if you're living like that and you address that, it's very cleansing to just go, right, I'm not doing that anymore. Suddenly,
mate, do not.
Yeah.
Don't. Like Russell Crowe in Gladiator, what you do in life echoes throughout eternity.
Yeah.
And when you're a thief, that's a fucking low one, man. That's a low one. Mate, that's the kind of thing when people are in tribes, mate. If they find out you're killing, touching the kids or the women or stealing, then as we said, you don't come back from the hunting trip, do you? You know, Bob fell off the cliff.
Yeah. Again?
You know? Yeah, right.
Imagine you get thrown off the cliff, but you survive. Like crawl. The next trip.
Well, that's right. Then they beat you to death with clubs. Oh, the clubs fell on him. We don't know what it's a real, and I can't ever remember anyone specifically teaching me don't steal or anything. Maybe it's just kind of obvious, isn't it? Like,
yeah. Well, when you're a kid, you're told
I don't know.
you don't
lots of things that were
what's not yours.
Yeah. You know, and I know, as I said, I've pinched someone's cheese out of the fridge and eaten the last slice of their salami or something. Been a cunt, you know. Maybe I was starving. Took your soup when we ate back in the days when we had share households, but not with any malevolent intention of getting one up and hoping, you know, like.
Yeah.
I don't want to moralize myself and put myself on a pedestal and pat me back here, but thieving just it doesn't, as I said, it doesn't. I would never be in a bar and think, I'll take that guy's jacket. What do I want to wear another man's jacket for that I stole from a fucking bar?
Do you reckon they try them on? Do they go around like try on someone's jacket and nah, it doesn't fit right, take it off. Try another one. Oh, this one looks good.
You just know and I didn't trust my instinct that night either, because you know there wasn't a coat room, so I'd rolled it up and I'd stuck it there. There was a part of me going, "Don't go and get it and put it," and I fucking went back and it was gone.
Yeah.
And you just know that there's someone probably clocked me walking in and went, yeah, that's cool. And I think, what kind of fucking weasel?
Yeah.
It's a strange thing.
I've been around that that where the desperation becomes the reason and the justification. It's like I was desperate. I needed money for whatever. Usually, like a lot of times for hammer. That's always a big one, or or whatever drug, really. And it's been really fascinating kind of journey to me to like. I mean, when I was a kid, I was told, don't steal, and then I went to Catholic boarding school for a while, and they were like, "Thou shalt not steal," but they never explained it. Like they never broke it down. Like this is why you don't steal. It was always this, oh well, what you do to other, all this kind of weird stuff. But it was just like if you say like, if you steal, it creates a wave in your reality, and that wave breaks back on you, and you're injecting chaos into your own life that you cannot control and you can't handle. And if you're stealing, yeah, go on.
Oh yeah, and also you don't understand that if you are walking down the street and some bloke's wallet falls out his back pocket, or he goes to put the money in his pocket, it falls out the shop. You don't understand that when you pick it up and go, "Here you go, mate," you just put good shit into your life.
Yeah.
Like you're a. And don't you know that your whole body is healthier? You feel. I said I'm not moralizing here, but I don't know why you don't feel good now. That guy's day's not ruined.
Yeah. But that's
the whole.
It's not even moralizing. Like moralizing is a different thing. This is just the reality of life and how life works. And this is what we're not taught at all. We're kind of taught that you pay for things in the afterlife. And I'm like, that's the afterlife. That's like afterpay. I'll deal with that then, Like you're gonna die and you turn up to heaven and they just hand you a credit card bill. And it's like, oh shit. Well, this is a bit more. No, it's direct. It's
yeah. And I just wouldn't feel good knowing I'm riding around on a bike I stole off someone.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's a strange one, man. It's the one, man.
Yeah, and then you're looking over your shoulder as well. And I guess that's where the morality comes into it. You are like, and you're creating disease in your body.
Oh, you're creating you might ride off on that stolen bike and get hit by a fucking truck, mate. You fucking deserve
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real fucking. Because when I walked out, my bike was gone. It was a great bike. I found it, 240 quid, which is great for a bike these days. Secondhand, it fitted me perfectly. Rocked, loved it, cool color. Now it's just you walk out, as soon as you see it's gone, it's just like you almost, and then you feel violated. You just feel violated.
Yeah.
Like someone's come into your thing and taken, and you're like I've had houses robbed. You've been in, there's scumbags in here.
Yeah.
Crawling around like fucking cockroaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just need a fucking get an exorcism into the house to get their filthy fucking cockroach energy out of there.
Yeah. Well, Islam's kind of, they take a pretty direct approach to thievery. Store something and now I can't hold a beer.
I know. It's just, yeah, the fucking weird one. My buddy, they're fucking. It's a real bummer when you make such a my stupid mate. He's our age. He got done for drink driving the other day, but he could have walked home. It wasn't far. Like, you fucking clown. Like, it's a real cunt when you realise you could have spent 10 quid on a cab, mate. Like, Yeah, you got no license. This is it. Cops off to court. Take it where it's going to probably tell you to spend 50 quid having to get on the train to go to the court to take more money off you to fucking. Now you can't get to work. They're taking cash from you. You're like, fuck, I should have got that taxi. Should yeah, you should have got that taxi.
Oh yeah.
He didn't even get done by the booze bus. He just fucking.
Really?
He just fucking got his car stuck somewhere and fell asleep in it. The cops.
That's got to be the worst way to get caught.
Yeah, that's so fucking dumb, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Just yeah. Because that was where was he? Manchester or somewhere. Yeah, I think he was up Manchester. I'm thinking, God, man, you should have just fucking walked home. I should have just got a taxi. You got a bus. There's fucking 24-hour buses in Manchester. You fucking clown. You should have got a fucking bus. Instead of just running out of petrol or whatever you did, you fucking falling asleep, pissed in your car. Like, you should have just got on the fucking bus. The fucking M20 down the fucking, late bus, mate. It's a late night. It's a night bus, mate. Get on the night bus. Oh, fucking hell, man. Something, you know what's funny about these podcasts is sometimes I forget they're actually getting recorded and other people are going to listen to them.
I know, so do I. Yeah.
I just had to go, oh, no, I just talked to Scott.
Yeah. That's it. I remember, I think it was the first one we were doing. We were just talking, we were into it. And then you did this thing where you turned to the camera and went, okay, folks. And you said something to the listeners. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's right.
I've done a lot of these podcasts and I realized, oh, fuck, people are going to hear this. I haven't been saying shit I shouldn't be saying.
I think that is kind of the art of podcasts and why people like them. It's like if you're being interviewed, it's obvious you're being interviewed. You know, you're in a room with cameras. There's someone sitting. It's very formal. But these
can be good. They can be good if they're interesting fucking conversations with interesting men or women.
100%. Yeah. Well, I saw the one you did with trigonometry, the trigonometry boys.
What was that one like? I've only seen it once.
As
soon as it started getting interesting, it was over. I was a bummer. I was thought, right, we'd get into some stuff now. They went, okay, that's about enough time. I went, what?
Yeah.
You know what was funny about that? I had no idea it was such a big podcast. I just thought it was a couple of blokes who used to do comedy. Yeah. I had no idea that I rocked up there. There's guys with cameras and lights, and I'm going, what's this?
Yeah, right.
Oh, no, this is a big podcast there. There's been fucking Douglas Murray and that on here. What?
Yeah.
I thought I was just going to go down there and talk to some fucking comedians. Yeah, it's going on, guys.
Yeah.
I shit myself when I walked in. Really? Fuck.
Really?
I didn't know. I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
So I knew one of them, or they both used to do comedy. And they're like, Steve, you know, with so and so. Yeah, I know who you are. You come down. I thought, yeah, righto. I wasn't prepared or anything. I was like, oh, fuck.
Wow.
Here was the worst thing about wanting to give up the weed is maybe I'll just cut down and respect the plant. So I don't want to not respect the plant either. You disrespect plants, I'll get you.
Yeah. Well, that's
and I say, so here's another reason I like to smoke weed. That wasn't just to get stoned, because I've been stoned for so long. It's not even like I'm that stoned. I like the flavor better than tobacco.
Mm.
Like I put tobacco in it, but when you put a little bit of weed in there, it's just got it's a nicer taste, you know.
I've heard
it eases it.
A while ago, right after I got off all the psych drugs and everything, like got 100% clean for the first time in a long time, I became incredibly sensitive to everything. And this is just my theory, but tobacco is a mind control drug.
Something that they wouldn't flog it so much. Although they're gonna ban it in the next less than a decade.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about it. A lot of people, Rogan always points out, he's always like, oh, all the great writers smoke. I think what it does is it opens you up to new ideas and whatnot, because it kind of, whatever the antenna is that's, if it's not all internal in the brain, if there's little antennas and whatever, it fires them up. It makes it kind of harder to focus on your own thoughts and just maintain. It's great for writing. Tobacco is wonderful for writing. Weed is great for comedy writing. When last time I wrote a whole show, I wrote about 6 hours. I don't know how much of it was good, but it was all just like smoke a little bit of weed and just write for hours. It was great. But so that's my theory about tobacco. I don't know whether it's accurate or not, but
what's your like? Because I haven't done cocaine for fuck. I think I had one cheeky line last New Year's Eve. I haven't had any cocaine binges for fucking years. But you know what? I'll tell you straight. I'd like cocaine.
it seems
I
a
love it.
likable drug.
Yeah. I hate speed. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, too long.
I did ketamine once. That's too much. Too much. I don't need to be a fucking tranquilized horse. And but I was never addicted to cocaine, but I do like it. I love that. I love that zip and just the fucking little taste and thank God I never became a massive addict. I'll tell you honestly, listeners, listen, the only two things, as I said, I could give up. I'm going to way cut down on the weed and respect it. The only two things that ever really got the hook in me was weed and pornography, which can be an embarrassing one to admit to, pornography. But that's gone now. And weed was the last one. And but I never got into I think a lot of people got into pornography. It's a lot more dangerous than we realized,
Yeah.
And because you're probably getting into it through many dysfunctional parts of yourself, and you realize it does start to rewire your brain. And I didn't realize how dangerous it was, in the sense of now your cock doesn't work unless there's 3 chicks around. If you're watching, every time you have to watch with 3 or 4 chicks in the whole scene, and now you've got to have sex with one girl, your brain's going, well, this isn't fucking.
Yeah.
This isn't doing it, And of course, it's not as if they're ugly birds in pornography. Well, some of them are not that good looking, and they're done up to be hotter than they look, but some of them are fucking pretty smoking. And then if you're not getting birds that hot, then you start to realize it's really fucking up your brain big time.
Yeah.
Right, that's why it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And they don't hand this stuff out because it's good for you, do they? So if there's any guys out there who think, if you are on the Pornhub or whatever it is, you should really start to have a look, get that out of your life. Start to, what do they call it? Go no fap, save your semen, especially as you get older, and massage your nuts, lads. Look up, Mantak Chia. You ever listen to that guy? He's like a Chinese guy. He's the first guy I listened to about how to keep your sexual, because it's got levels of tantric sex in, which is the how guys can have tantric stuff with the orgasm without ejaculating.
Yeah.
All right. So as he says, it's good to learn, especially when you get older, because now I suddenly realize you're spurting your seed out everywhere. What is it? Well, it's life force energy. You know, what does it do? Well, it makes babies, doesn't it? It gives life.
Yeah.
You know,
Also,
so you really,
after you come, you want to have a snooze. So this
I've
got
got
to
a big
take
joke about this now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a big joke about. Oh God, it's a great joke. It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's killer. It's a bit of a long joke, so I won't go into it. But it's cool. It's a good joke.
That's great.
But yeah, he was the guy because even because he was on London Real. He's even showing. I mean, this is a bit of an effort. It takes time even to sort of what they call the sheath, and to sort of you got to get your cock, do like 50 strokes that way, 50 strokes that way, 50 strokes down, massage your balls. Why center? Because it goes back to qigong and all that too. Why? Because that's what do they call this in qigong around there? I was thinking about it this morning. It's an energy center in qigong. The Dun 10 or something, Dun Toyen, something around there.
Okay.
So I think there is a lot of energy points that go around this area, And if we look at the world around us now, they're doing everything to drain life force from us, aren't they? So porn's rewiring your brain, porn's taking your life force. Casual sex, everything. You just start to realize everything that's being promoted is kind of cool and hip and an evolutionary way of society. No, it's a lie. It's a fucking trick, right? Lots of women shouldn't be having sex with lots of guys because hey, guys can do it, and even lots of guys shouldn't be doing it. Casual sex is not as cool as you fucking think. And some men can do it easier than women. Why? Because of the patriarchy? No, because men are driven to because seed procreates, doesn't it? A lot of when women have sex with a lot of men, apparently they lose the ability to pair bond.
Yeah.
Because there's DNA and elements of all these guys going into the chick, And if you think about it, women go, what? Well, it's internal. And everything in the woman is internal and receiving. Like in the yin and yang, the woman is the interior, the man is the exterior. This is the joke I do. Okay, I'll do the fucking joke about coming.
Do the joke.
So it's like. So I go, listen, there is a difference between the male and female. Well, let's get it from the dynamic, the female and masculine dynamic, right? So you got say in the yin and yang. So the masculine principle is the conscious mind, right? And the female principle is the unconscious mind, right? That's why women are internal, right? And then this is mirrored. Nature mirrors everything in the universe. This is represented by the ocean, right? So the waves are the female, is the masculine principle. What is it? It goes outward. It expels energy, right? Right, it goes outward, which is what the masculine principle does. It looks at objects. Why do men objectify women? Because they look at objects, right? Because it's all outward. It's the conscious mind, right? And that's why men do all the work and do all this stuff. They expel energy, and then the waves pull back into the ocean, the depth, which is the feminine principle, right? That's the interior space, which is why Jaws works as a film, because of the subconscious. The ocean is representing the unconscious. I go, and what lives at the bottom of this sea? I go, all those teeth with the fish with 1,000,000 teeth and lights on their heads, right? This is why chicks are mental. and then you see men and women. What do men do with the ocean? Well, they surf on it, they jump off rocks into it. What do women do? They sit in baths surrounded by candles, reminding them of those fish. thinking when that prick gets home, I'm going to spill stuff on him that he doesn't even know. That's why I'm like, what the fuck's happening? I go, because the energy goes out, men expel energy, and then it pulls back into the ocean. This is why when men come, they go to sleep. Right. And when women come, they go 5 times, they go, let's go shopping. Right. And basically, so, you got these women going, how come you fell asleep as soon as you fucking come? Because I just shot a star system out of my cock. Right. And if you ever want to see another one, I'm going to have a little sleep and you're going to make me a fucking sandwich.
It's
Which is
true. Amount of
you know,
DNA. Yeah.
the what?
The
The
amount
what?
of
Sorry.
DNA, the amount of DNA that's in a single fucking semen I can't remember the exact amount. It's a huge fucking number. It's like hundreds of megabytes, probably more.
And that,
The amount of
and
data.
that's where they've tricked this whole society, haven't they? Like, and men, because men are such scum and toxic, and masculinity, especially filthy white men, everything about masculinity is defiled now. So it's so you know, have these feminists or women ever thought that, you know, maybe a guy who wants to start a family doesn't want to do it with a woman who's had 150 dicks in her?
Mm. Yeah.
Why? Well, how come it's all right for men to do it? Well, here's the other thing: most men haven't got 150 chicks under their belt. They haven't. You
Yeah.
know, it's the thing is because men have to get the sex. That women
Yeah.
are the gatekeepers of sex.
Yeah. Who the fuck's got that many options?
Well,
there's
the top
the top.
apparently the top 10% of these square jawed
Exactly.
fucking sex gods. Because
Yeah.
I've been in bands. I was in a band once with a guy, half Aboriginal, half white. Mate, this guy got chicks walking to the fucking shops, mate.
Mm. But that's the thing. We're told all these lies about we're constantly like there's a lot of stuff on YouTube about women do this, women do that. And they're talking about like 20 to 40% of the women in the world. No, I'd say 20% of the women, the really hot chicks of a certain age. Once they're past that age, they can't do all that shit. They can't be demanding. I mean, I've met so many chicks that they're not demanding it like that at all. They're very demanding, but in different ways. They're not these psychotic harpies that we hear about. And most of the dudes I know are not going out there and walking into the bar and 10 chicks are walking up to them. They're just like Fonzie. Hey, you're fucking swamped. So we're constantly comparing our lives to this top tier of people that's this unrealistic kind of expectation we put on ourselves and we put on life in general. It's insanity.
I mean, obviously the big thing that they're talking about now. I watched this woman the other day because MGTOW and all this incels apparently, involuntarily celibate.
Yeah.
Right, so there's been attacks now on the manosphere, right? It's so funny when they call it the manosphere now. So the MGTOWs, the incels, So I want to write a joke. We've always had incels. They're called ugly people.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get as much pussy, or if you're not hot. But
hey, the trickery. Just on a side note, the trickery of words, right? In jail now, you order everything on a computer. You have a computer in your cell. You apply for work through that computer. Do you know what they call the computer? In cell. And in jail, you kind of want to be an involuntary celibate. Unless you don't want to be getting laid.
Yeah.
They call it a fucking incel. They say, yeah, order it on your incel. It's weird, man.
Well, I mean, the big thing at the moment, isn't it? I know maybe people listening have investigated this stuff themselves, but to me, MGTOW and that seems to be that would be the manifestation, the symptom of what they knew would happen when they pushed feminism hardcore.
Yeah.
Right. So what they talk about in these realms of stuff is that now the top 10% of men are getting choice of 80% of the women.
Mm.
Right. because men will a guy who's a 9, he'll fuck a 6.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because guys will fuck chicks. Right?
Yeah.
But a lot of top tier women, they don't want to fuck down.
Yeah, no. That's what's it called? Hypergamy as well.
Yeah.
Women are now making these killer fucking incomes, like making a killer living. And these top tier women, they want a man that makes more money than them. So they're closing the gap of, viable mates on themselves. And again, this isn't
Here's what seems.
It's not all women, but it's these particular.
Oh no, if we're going to have listeners of this going, oh, not all women, we're not talking. Talking in generalized terms, so we can discuss things. So these seems to be the stuff they come up with. So, and of course, social media. Now people have access to things all around the place. Right now, it seems to be sexist or misogynistic these days to point at anything that may be in just women's natural way to be. And so these are the theories or the philosophies they come up with. Whether they're true, they could be true. Because once I saw this woman who was on a news show in America, obviously a very successful woman, good looking, well paid. She's on the thing, and there was another guy. She was a black woman. The other black guy was on there, and he said to her, "So would you date down?" And she went, "No. Whoever I went with has to earn more money than me and be this and be that and all that." And he goes, "Right. So you wouldn't date down?" She goes, "No." She goes, "But you expect the guy to date down to you." And then she's just didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Right. So you demand top tier men but you won't give anybody that's below you a fucking second look. And then I used to think that's interesting in a sense, because I used to think, well, see, a king could raise a woman up to become his queen. Right. So he might fuck the stable girl, but realize I like this. I'll take her and become the queen. But no queen, even if she fucked the stable boy, she'd never make him the king, which
exactly.
Right, because she'd never bring some low life guy up to be above her, or equal to her. Right. Whereas guys, and that's where feminism lied to a lot of these women by going, they go and get an education, you get a high degree, and you've got all these things and all that. But see, men don't care about these
things. Yeah. Well, the sexual revolution has lied to everyone. Sexual liberation.
Yeah.
And the sexual revolution has, I mean, if you look at it purely as an experiment, it is a failed experiment, right? It's like
I hope we're making sense here, folks. We're a little all over the shop with this conversation.
Might be.
We're a little unfocused, so we might.
So I'm keeping in mind something I wanted to talk about earlier relating to porn in particular. I'm trying to find my notes so I can get real specific, but I guess it doesn't matter. Can I duck back to that for a second? Do you mind?
No.
I wanted to
we'll edit this bit up. We should redo this bit again with more clarity, because sometimes we go all over the place and someone's going, "What are these two fucking retards talking about?" so we're sorry if that was a little bit of a fucking mishmash, folks.
It might have been it could have been the greatest segue in history. We don't know yet.
Because sometimes I realize that I'm thinking, I'm throwing all these ideas. I've watched some of these back, and I'm throwing all these ideas all over the shop. But I realize I'm doing it from inside my head, where I know all this information, but someone may not know it and want some clarity. But I'm not giving them clarity because I realize I'm going all over the shop.
Well, that's why I was just looking up the information then, because I wanted to get real specific about this and get it all right. But the second guest I had on podcast was a guy called E. Michael Jones, Dr. E. Michael Jones, and he's a fucking
that guy from the States.
Yeah. And I only had 40.
He's like he's mate. That guy's. I know that guy. He's like an older guy.
He's an older guy. He talks. got in a lot of trouble because he says certain things about a certain group of people that you're not allowed to
I
say.
know
Things about.
exactly who he is. I know
Yeah.
exactly who he is.
He's a
That's amazing you had that guy on.
well, he's someone. Like I said, I've been real lucky getting guests on this podcast. I've had some great guests and continuing to have great guests. So I feel really blessed doing this, and I'm getting to talk to amazing, awesome people, yourself included. But the best part about it is
that's my phone in the background of a call I'm not going to get yet. That's it. There, yeah, I know that. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, that guy doesn't fucking beat around the bush.
he is talking to him was
very
so fucking intimidating, man, because he just sits there like scowling at you. And a couple of times I got a smile out of him, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" But just
yeah.
I feel like I really blew the interview. I could have gone so much deeper, but we talked about, like COVID and the war on, it. But I only got 40 minutes because my payment for Zoom didn't go through. So I only had the demo version of Zoom. And after 40 minutes, I think he got a bit tired of me or something. He just went, "That's fine. I got to do something else." So I was like, "We'll start another meeting." And he was like, "Nah, I got to go." Anyway, point is, before I lose track again,
he's a proper. Oh, sorry.
No, go on. Yeah, he's like an academic who has left.
Yeah.
Academia. He writes now for. He has his own website called culturewars.com. He's written. I've got his book, Logos Rising. I still haven't finished reading it.
I'd like to read that.
The other books of his that I really want to get are Monsters from the Id, The Jewish Revolutionary Spirit. That is fucking nuts. That covers, like, he's a historian and proper Catholic scholar. So he puts things in terms that people are very uncomfortable with.
Oh, big time. I've listened to his talks.
Yeah. Oh man, he's like, yeah, very intimidating dude. Like, just his knowledge is off the hook.
Oh yeah. These guys are. Yeah, but me and you're a couple of fucking guys ranting. These guys are proper fucking intellectual academic guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just doesn't mean they're always right, but they're very good at words and they're very good at fucking recalling history. Something that I'm not fucking great at. Yeah, I'm just a fucking heavy metal comedian.
Exactly. Well, that's what I felt like. I was like, fuck, I shouldn't. I feel like I should have employed someone better to speak to him, someone more knowledgeable, because I felt like a fool. I felt like a kid asking for candy. Going, "Did you see the YouTube video with the raccoon and with the just felt like an idiot." But no, but he does this great talk he did in Warsaw, and you can find that on YouTube. Is around his book Libido Dominandi, which is another one of his books.
Sorry to interrupt. I saw his talks on the destruction of the sexual revolution.
Yeah. That's from around the same time. But one of the things he did specifically is on the nature of porn and how porn is a weapon.
Yeah, big time.
It's first of all, if something's free, you're the product, right? That, like, you gotta fucking, that's the first thing you gotta know. They're not giving this shit away free for nothing.
Yeah.
But in I think it was 2002, Israel launched an offensive against Ramallah, and they took over 3 of the local TV stations in Ramallah, and they started broadcasting pornography over the TV stations. And then they had snipers up on the roofs. So if you walked out of your house, you were done. So they were broadcasting these. One of the TV stations, the broadcast went over into the Israeli section, and an Israeli woman complained, so they had to stop the broadcast. But they were like, it's like, why were they doing that? And one of the Ramallan women asked, why would they do this? Now, their excuse for doing it was the same as, that movie Larry Flint, movie about Larry Flint. Yeah. The whole thing is like, oh, this is for freedom. We're spreading freedom.
Oh,
they flooded Ramallah with drugs, and they put, and the whole thing, it goes back to Saint Augustine, I think it is.
Right, yeah.
Or, yeah, someone like that. And he wrote that a man who is a slave to his passions is a slave. If you're not, you know, if you're what does he say? A slave, a king, if he's a wicked man, he's a slave. Whereas a slave who is a good man is free.
Yeah.
You're not a slave to your passions. And like, I learned that from doing drugs and, you know, very addictive drugs. You
I was about to say, but basically anything like this, I'm at what if I can't give it up, then I'm a slave to the tobacco.
I can't get things.
And a slave, and all what it becomes is also is you become a slave to your lower animal-like nature.
Yeah,
not disregarding that you are a human animal per se, but you become. It disconnects you from higher spiritual evolution.
Absolutely. You can't get things done. You can't, and if you're sitting around with a heart on thinking about fucking, you're not going to go out and fight the enemy. And it's also going to destroy the family, like
big time.
You know,
and it rewires your brain.
Yeah, porn is
like any addiction.
Yeah, porn is one of the filthiest fucking weapons that's been used on us.
Yeah,
I got kicked off Facebook for saying this to people. I got like a week's timeout from Zuckerberg for telling people that pornography is a weapon, and that, you know, and I wasn't even saying, you know, don't do it to people. I was just saying it's a weapon. And I brought up Ramallah and all that, and they were like, well, you need a timeout. Another mate tonight was talking about Ukraine. He got 3 days. He's been banned from Facebook for 3 days because he's talking about Ukraine.
This is the world we live in, isn't it? We're in a war, folks. We're in a global fucking war.
It's a fresh hell.
Genocidal fucking war. So, well, you know, there's a group of people that they tell you about that were, you know, look at them. They back in about 70 years ago, running around burning all the books. Remember those people they talked about doing all these book burnings? What they never mentioned was what books were they burning?
Yeah. It's funny, you know? I looked into the this is very similar to Gaddafi, actually. I looked into the guy who was leading those people. The guy, and everyone says he's such a bad guy, but you know, when you look into it a bit, it's like, hey, maybe there's two sides to this story. You know, and we're only hearing one side of the story. We're hearing it from certain people. Oh, fuck. It's filthy, man. It's filthy. It's crazy.
And like drugs, pornography becomes, you know, 1 minute you're just watching a couple of people have sex, next minute you're watching someone in a dungeon getting hung up with butt plugs fucking hanging out of them. You know what I mean? Because you're rewiring your brain into. Do you know what I discovered when I was watching pornography was that as I never got hardcore. I don't need shitting and dungeons and all this chaos, right? But I watched some BDSM pornography one day, right? And there was a woman tied up like this in a thing, and she until they bring her to an orgasm in this state of half pain, half this thing, right? Now, obviously, the orgasm is mind blowing. It was a part of me thinking, just as my soul, if I was tied up somewhere and people were doing things to me, there's a part of me that go, enough of this.
Yeah.
I feel ridiculous.
Yeah.
I really don't need to come that hard. I'm like, yeah, like I don't need to be strung up by me feet and spun around with a fucking carrot in my mouth.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I started to realize. I think I just got more addicted to looking at it than ever wanting to be involved in it. Because I'd feel ridiculous. Really? Oh,
Yeah.
yes, Steve, put this on and get on your hands and knees. I go, no, I feel like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I feel my dignity draining into the floor. Like,
I couldn't possibly stay hard. That's what I kind of, you realize that porn actors actually, there is a talent there. There is a certain level of like, you have to be able to do the most insane shit and have the most insane shit done to you and look like you're enjoying it. And a lot of times it's probably enjoyable, but a lot of times it must be just like, I don't ever want to see this video. You know, when you post something on social media when you're drunk and the next day you see it and you're like, oh my God.
I've never done it. Thank God I don't drink. but you do have those people who realize when they wake up, sent 12 texts to their ex-girlfriend, pissed out of their head.
Yeah.
What have I fucking done?
Must be like that for porn actors. Like, I don't remember it.
Actually, I wrote a joke once about, or recently, actually, I was talking about when I was addicted to porn. I was going, so I was watching pornography, and I go, because it was like, because let's be honest here, fuck it, let's be raw. It's the cocaine 3-hour come down, right, where nothing even gets achieved, right. So one's doing the 3-hour come down, and I used to have this shit go, God, I remember doing one once, and I was saying to myself, and I thought, Steve, if you stepped out of your body and looked at yourself right now, you'd be going, oh, Stephen, right? Like, this is ridiculous, right? So I was doing this joke going, those days are long gone for me, right? I said, this is when I was still watching porn. I said, see, here's what's happening to me these days. I said, I'm still watching pornography, but I'm just watching it like Netflix or A Place in the Sun. Right? Yeah. I go, so what's more embarrassing? I go, obviously getting caught watching pornography, say from a man's perspective, is you're going to get caught with your cock in your hand. Right? That's the embarrassing part of getting caught like this. I go, but is that more embarrassing than just getting caught with snacks? We caught Steve watching pornography. Did he have his cock in his hand? No, he had a medium popcorn and a jumbo Pepsi. The only reason I need oil these days is to make more popcorn. Actually, I'll tell you what, guys, if you are watching pornography, you want to know if you're watching too much pornography, I'll tell you how you can tell. If a cock appears on the screen and you go, I know that bloke, you got to stop. You'll sit there go, that's Kevin, get more popcorn, he's excellent.
It'd be horrible that moment if you go, oh, I love this guy. Actually,
and you can just see it. Hang on, let's do a quick pause. I'm going to go take a piss.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney?
Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Yeah, see, I used to get sucked into it too, just because it was the idea that we all got done, especially from say the 60s with this sexual revolution and all this, and getting away from the fuddy-duddy 50s and all this. And to me, even when I was growing up, because we grew up in that kind of age, then it seemed like, yeah, this is being open-minded, and not letting the church repress us with certain things, and what's wrong with they're not prostitutes anymore, they're sex workers, and it's no. Certain people get called certain things in society to have a social stigma attached to it, to keep you away from
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? It's not like, I'm not saying, and this is what's so tricky. This was so smart about all this psychology of this PC fucking world, isn't it? It's just because people come back to you. What? So you think you should look at a woman who becomes a sex worker as a lower human being? You can just treat her like a piece of shit and all that, right? So they play on your own compassion and your psychology of non-judgmentalness. But what they really do is they bring demoralizing, immoral circumstances into your society and normalize them. Right? And so. And now you can't have any say about what you see as healthy and non-healthy, because you've got to be tolerant to all levels of human depravity. But we understand that there is.
Aren't we going down that path a long way?
Yeah. Right. So, and I got caught up in it. I'm not sitting here fucking because because I was born in 1966, so people were born in my era. We got born in a kind of strange. We got born in the fence era, right? Because when I grew up with my parents, who were probably born 1938, 35, something like this, my parents seemed like an alien species to me, right? Because I got brought up with, suddenly I'm into Motley Crue and Iron Maiden and modern stuff and TV, and they came from a post the World War II, 1930s. It was like such a change, such a dichotomy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So almost like your parents they're into like old-fashioned creatures. You know, where if you were born to your parents in 1990, well, your parents have already grown up. They teach you, they'll show you they're into Rush or music or that. They show you, you're in the same.
We were literally born
environment,
in world. We were born in entirely different worlds.
My parents seemed like a bunch of black and white photos from an ancient time. It's just, so although everyone born in the 60s, it was a strange time to be born. It was like we're born on the fence of it toppling.
Yeah.
Because the radicalization of conservatives 50s, even if you look at footage from the 50s, men in suits walking around, they're 21 and they look like men.
Yeah.
Next minute, you didn't have to become a man till you were fucking 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you can see now.
I did a stupid joke I did about I do it sort of on my significant birthdays. Like I turned 50 and I went, right, I've turned 50. It's time to get serious about my rap career.
But how old are you? When were you born?
71.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got all.
You're holding your age. You're holding your age pretty well. I thought you were a bit younger.
Yeah, I've done all right with that, except the hairline and the grey.
Yeah, I got the grey. Mine's looking quite sophisticated down the sides.
My father has the fullest head of hair and the best set of teeth, and I have perfect hair and crap teeth. Really?
Oh, my teeth are getting worse there. If they'd given me braces when I was a kid, which they did suggest to give me braces, and I thought, I don't want to have braces because I'm already not that fucking cool at school, and I thought there's no way I'll get out of this, and then I did get out of it. I thought, why did my parents not let me do that? Then I realized because they probably thought, fuck it, we won't pay for them, when they should have made me get them.
Yeah.
And it would have made my life fucking 100 times better, because my entire life I've been self-conscious about my fucking hammer horror graveyard fucking mouth, which no one ever told me that when you get teeth pulled out, that the rest of the teeth will now move. and make them worse. So that one there used to be like tiny and down, and now it's pointing right up and it's getting squashed down the back like this. And I'm going, I might even have to get them fixed again before I even fucking die, before they turn into a complete fucking. It's a disaster. It's just a disaster. And then, you know what I've always noticed? Then you see some like Thailand guy or some Indian fella who's about 80 years old. He's only got 3 teeth, and he's so unself-conscious that he kind of looks all right. And you do realize that a lot of it's got to do with inner world stuff as well.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen blokes who are just happy, innerly happy, and they've only got 3 teeth, but they look kind of all right.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I've got a thing at the top here, like it's a thing. I often take it out and just walk around with the big fucking tooth missing. I had a thing.
I hope you people are finding this fucking bit of the show interesting. Oh, look at that one. Oh, that one.
We'll bring on. I'll get out.
Soon. Do you know what's funny? My friend, she lives in Croatia. I met her in Sydney. They used to live there. I was talking to her in Croatia the other day on the messenger like this. And she came up, she smiled straight away. And straight away, I just know, mate, she's got the fucking best teeth I've ever fucking seen. So I'm envious. I'm envious of people with great. It must be comfortable. My teeth aren't even comfortable. That's why I don't smile in photographs, because these ones are so forward, which just push those ones back. So when I've seen people smile, and I see this big row of teeth, but when I smile, you only see 4.
Yeah.
Because the back ones are pushed in.
Mm.
So when I smile, it's just black holes here. Right? And then she smiles, or like fucking Julia Roberts, and this big fucking perfection comes out. And I would have been a fucking 10 times better looking guy if I didn't have this fucking graveyard hanging out of my fucking skull. Right? So maybe I'll have to move to Thailand and fucking just get innerly happy and wander around with 4 teeth.
Me and my mate Harvey have been talking about going to Thailand all year, and he finally locked it in. He's going in December, and he's going to have wisdom teeth taken out because
that's where you want to go. So much cheaper.
Well, he figured like after he saw the dentist, like they charged him $500 for a consultation and said you got to have your wisdom teeth out. And then he was like, yeah, well, I'm not booking it now. And then that dentist left, so he had to go back again. They were saying, well, it's going to be another $500, like nearly $600 just for the consultation to see.
I've never understood this apparent elitism of dentists.
Mm. Yeah.
What are you really doing?
Mm.
It's that fucking amazing.
Yeah. I'll tell you what was fucked up as well.
Do you know that I think they're one of the highest suicide rates, dentists?
Yeah.
I have no idea why.
I remember someone said to me it's because they're looking into a hole all the time. They're always looking into a hole. I think that's a crock of shit. I think because everyone they meet is like, I fucking hate you, cunt. And they know they're ripping off everyone they meet. They just know they're horrible people.
Maybe they've got, because you could say, well, the guy works for the council. He's looking into holes a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. What about the gynecologist?
Porn stars. Porn stars. Because I tell you what, my sex life at the moment, which is non-existent, I want to kill myself from not getting to look into any holes.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Another thing,
yeah, that third episode you did with Steve Hughes was a bit weird, Scott. What were you two going on about?
I'm going to title this Porn and Dentistry.
Give up your addictions and avoid suicide with porn and dentistry.
Look after your teeth and keep your hands off your cock. Rub your balls.
Massage your
Massage your
nuts.
balls. Keep your hands off your cock and look after your teeth. Brush and floss, motherfuckers.
Brush, floss, stop tugging.
I want to write a book now. A self-help book.
Porn and dentistry.
Porn and dentistry.
How to avoid mental illness and suicide. How to up your testosterone levels by getting your teeth fixed. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah,
well, I've often wondered too I've often wondered with dentists how it's like, yeah, Medicare covers everything, but not dentists.
Yeah.
Why are they some elite group of fucking retards? I'm like,
that's what I was going to say. They did a thing. This was a few years back now, but the government here in Australia dedicated a certain chunk of money, and so everyone that was on like pensions got, I think it was $2,800 worth of dental work for free, paid for by the government. So
what did that get you? What did that get you? A fucking an appointment?
Yeah, exactly. That was the thing. We were all used to having to go to the fucking the dental hospital and shit and just getting savaged. Like the reason I lost this tooth was because some fucker at the dental hospital completely fucked it up. He was doing his dental test, his exam, and he tortured me for hours and then completely fucked it up. So I had to have it removed. But the dentist, like, you'd go down there and you go, oh, great. Well, now that I can get it done, I want to get this done or that done or whatever. And they would go in and do everything else. And they worked it out, say they were using up the exact amount of money, the $2,800. They are scammy fucks. They just this is a government contract. I'm not gonna do what you want me to do because I can't, get every cent I can out of this. I'm gonna fucking bleed you dry.
Yeah, fuck them. Well, my Croatian friend, she went and I had a fucking mercury filling because they came around in the 70s in Australia. You want to know if this vaccination program's bullshit? They came around and filled my fucking head with mercury in the 70s. I didn't have any fucking fillings or what do they call it?
Yeah, cavities.
Cavities at 5 years old in 1970.
Yeah.
We weren't drinking Coca-Cola at home or eating sugar every fucking day. It was the 1970s. You didn't fucking do that. Your mum cooked food and you did that. Like, I didn't have, my family never had soft drinks in the house or any of this kind of shit. You didn't get this. Oh. So why at 5 did you come in and fill this? And yet it fell out about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Now I've got this tooth sitting at the back. It's just a half thing like this. Thank God it's not in pain, but I've got to go and get it fucking sorted. And plus, as I said, all these, because I didn't know that if I pull one out at the back, that they're also going to start to go.
Yeah.
Now they're all fucking worse, Yeah.
No,
yeah, Jesus Christ. If I could do my life again.
Oh man, I fantasize about that. I fucking fantasize about that all the time. I want to go back in time, knowing
I'd be in the gym. I'd be swimming laps. I'd be at the dentist. Fucking sort that out. I'd be here now with my hot Estonian wife. Yeah, man, she's smoking.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Instead of fucking.
I often wonder about, like, imagine if you went back, like if someone came along, they granted you the wish or whatever, and you didn't know how far back they were going. So imagine being a 5-year-old knowing what you know now.
I don't even have to be 5, mate. If I knew what I knew now when I was fucking 18.
Yeah, no, that would be the ideal.
No, I'd be down the fucking gym. I'd be fucking swimming 50 laps.
Yeah.
I'd be going down to the dentist going, right, what do we have to do to sort fucking this out?
Yeah.
Just yeah. I mean, I'm sure we've all got these regrets. You rock through life thinking, "Oh, I'm doing all right," and you get it later and you go, "Oh, Jesus Christ, I fucked that up."
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know how there's all those asexuals now? People who like I can't remember. They're not called asexuals, but it's something like that. There's a name. I can't remember what it is, but it's just young people that don't fuck. Like they have no interest in sex. I blame porn.
Called the Japanese. Called the Japanese.
Japanese. Yeah.
That's a big problem in Japan. Apparently.
Really? Yeah. Well, Japan has the population. They've gone from like you can measure this in the sale of diapers, which is fascinating. There are now in Japan, they sell more adult diapers than baby diapers. And there's a crossover point, and you can actually measure how a culture's doing when that crossover happens, when there's more adult diapers sold. So there's way more older people than there are younger people to replace them.
I never want adult diapers. I can fucking tell you that.
I know. I want a gun. That's what I want.
Oh, I'd like I'd like an armory of guns.
Yeah. When it gets to adult diapers, the first time I piss myself and I wake up, I'm just like, all right, that's it.
I don't, like it's if I had that. It's like I said. You can't put me on my knees and tie me up and slide a butt plug into me because I'll feel retarded. And if I had to put an adult diaper on, I'd be going, this is something. There's got to be a shaman. Someone can fix this. I can't be. I'll just pop me fucking things on.
Mm.
That's why I suddenly realised the other day, Steve. Don't disrespect the weeds. Stop fucking. Just you're getting older. You've already not fucking thought about things and taking yourself to hell. Start to have some fucking thoughts about, because you take a lot of things for granted, and you can slip back into taking things for granted.
Yep.
It's like you take for granted you go and take a piss and then you don't need another piss for fucking 4 hours. But if something goes fucking weird and your body starts to make you need a piss every fucking 5 seconds, you'll realize this is hell on earth. This is fucking you took that normalness for granted,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, folks. Here's a little tip. If you are starting to piss too regular, you can't get through the night. You wake up after 4 hours and you got to take a piss. You're getting up twice through the night to piss. There's something called saw palmetto. SAWPALMETTO. It's just a little pill. It's a natural, and this is the thing, Steve. It's natural. It's just the berry. It's like it's a saw palmetto berry, and they just crush them up and they put them in a pill, or they have a tincture. It reduces swelling in the prostate. Like
I still don't have that problem. I usually wake up for one piss.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But I was waking up like I'd wake up for one, sometimes two. Well, but even the one piss, waking up, as soon as I took some saw palmetto, just fucking get through the night. I don't even.
And I bet these are all things that ancient people have known for fucking centuries.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah.
We've all been indoctrinated into this modern shit fucking medical systems of crap and rubbish.
What we need to do is take this 8-inch syringe and inject it up your asshole through your taint, and we need to get in there and we need to suck out, and you're like, I'll just piss the bed. It's all right. Meanwhile, there's some shaman just going, just eat this fucking berry.
You wouldn't even need a shaman. There's probably just a mother in fucking Chile. Oh, no, yeah. You just eat that, mate.
Yeah.
We've known this since the 3rd century.
Yeah.
How do you think all these ancient people survived? Well, Steve, they didn't all survive. Some of them died. Yeah, but Why do you always fucking have to be negative about everything? Like, it's just.
Yeah.
The other day I was watching that channel I sent you, Vertigo Politics, which has got some great little short stuff on it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, there's one on there called Don't. Oh, it might have been the Asher Logos one, but it said, never forget, and he was just showing footage from 1938, like American town, the parades and just the people, just some guy filming the town. First thing I noticed, and it was in the comments section, one of the first comments. First thing I noticed, it's not a fat fucking person in sight. Not a fucking obese person in fucking sight. Everyone had grins that came from their inner sight. But I know that most people go, yeah, well, how many of them were racists? And I bet some of those blokes were hitting their wives. I'm sure some of them were.
Yeah.
I'm not denying reality. And I'm not saying that this was a utopia that we've somehow lost. There's never been a utopia, apparently. Who knows, right? But you're not going to get it from all this rubbish. And when I looked at it, their smiles seemed genuine. They had straight teeth. The women looked elegant and charming. The men looked strong and fit. No one was fat. No one.
And the only women that got hit was
because they're all eating food they grew in their fucking yard.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandmother used to grow like that. It was standard. It was part of life. You grew your own food, at least some of it. You got some from here, you got some from there, but a good amount of your food was you grew yourself. And the point I wanted to make was the only women that were getting hit with the lippy bitches.
For all you people watching this, who probably the people watching this understand, but if anyone's dropped in to understand, that's called a joke. Right, that's that. That's what it's called, a joke. Well, it's a very serious joke, Dave. I mean, yeah, man.
I watched a film. We watched a film the other night.
This is maybe next time we do one, we're gonna have to think of some topics. Hey, these two guys, they're just going on there talking about their cocks and their teeth now. I don't know. I think they're doing it for their own enjoyment now. Fucking crooked teeth, limp dick bastards. I was like,
we're probably giving Australians a bad reputation.
No, I think Dan Andrews has done that well enough.
Oh, fuck yeah. That piece of shit.
That fucking big-eared, spannered, wing-nutted fucking retard. I would let that guy unfold the blankets at a picnic, let alone run a fucking state. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? I remember he fucking hurt his back, slipped on the stairs.
Yeah, I heard the rubbish. I don't know what it is.
Okay, well, he slipped on some slippery stairs while he was at his beach house, right? This is the story that they came out with. Hurt his back and da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, from people who are a bit more in the know, and here's our element of controversy for the episode, that motherfucker.
Our element of controversy for the episode, besides talking about our dicks.
Yeah, we've covered our dicks and our teeth. Well, let's get into politics.
I hope you people are finding this as funny as I am.
Yeah. I think people will enjoy it. I hope people enjoy this. I hope you're all out there enjoying this shit. We're fucking
yeah. Stephen Scott, the guys with the golden smiles. So here's the bad thing. Get back on it. Sorry, we've disrupted. Tell us about your story. So, the thing is my teeth are on constant display. They're not that pretty. Whereas my cock, which is not on display, is quite pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell. I've got a good looking cock. I'm thinking about getting put on me passport. better looking than me. I mean, pa's looking. You sure this is you? Yeah, I've grown a beard.
No smiling.
yeah.
Fuck.
So go back. Apparently he slipped on his
Okay,
beach.
so
Fucking.
well, the official story that came out when he hurt his back, and it was very bizarre because it was at the time when the lockdowns had just kicked off and everyone wanted to kill him. So he was like very unpopular, and suddenly he couldn't, come out and do any meetings or anything like that, and it was all very convenient for him. But so people who are in the know have said, and if this is a lie, Dan Andrews, if this is a lie, fucking sue me, cunt. So apparently he was at a do for like a truckers union or something like that, and he got filthy fucking drunk, and he started hitting on a girl that was underage, like a young girl, and he was like being very lecherous around this young girl. And so
These are allegedly.
Allegedly, he was being rather lecherous, but we were really too. No, so he was being very lecherous. Now, he was doing this around truckers, right? Big fellas, truckers union.
Proper men.
Proper men, yeah. So one of these proper men just walked up and decked him really fucking badly, and he landed very badly and hurt his back. Apparently, he got a bit of a kicking that night. Allegedly. But yeah, also really. And if it's untrue, Dan, you can fucking sue me, cunt. Let's find out.
Oh my goodness!
I hate that guy so much. Like I've tried.
There's many of them out there. There's many of them out there. These fucking creatures running around thinking they call themselves leaders. What, to me, they're just like they're like husks of a dying world. Grasping onto their insane fucking transhumanist, filthy communist fucking realities, thinking they're like, oh my god, it's like we have to get the exterminator around to get the cockroaches out of the fucking house. You know what I mean? Like they're all crawling all over the earth. They're fucking minions. It's just
disgusting.
There's got to be some evolutionary reason. Well, we can go back and listen to John Lamb Lash and fucking look at off-world fucking weird psychological fucking death viruses brought to you by the fucking chosen people.
I think that is the reality of it. It's the the nature of evil is it eats itself. So eventually, good wins.
It can't.
In the end,
it can't create.
Yeah. But all it can do is feed on itself. And we're seeing that with the gay movement, the LGBT, and now there's letters are always added to it. It's now what? LGBTQI banana, ashtray, weird purple hair people. So,
ADHD, ACDC,
yeah.
NRMA.
Yeah, there's an insurance company involved now. And so now you've got the trans people and the kids drag shows and all that. Like it can go nowhere, and they are actually cannibalizing themselves online in their movement. Gays Against Groomers got cancelled off PayPal recently, and I think they are in trouble on Twitter too, constantly. Because they're the gay people that are coming out going, no, this trans shit is just too far.
But
it's nuts.
It's like watching a demented fucking satanic horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fucking disturbing.
Yeah.
you don't show kids this stuff because they're not. You don't need to show kids anything about sex because they're not thinking about sex.
Mm. Well, this is
Their brains aren't wired for sex. They're not thinking about sex. They're thinking about chocolate crackles and fucking toy trucks or Barbie dolls or fucking tree houses or fucking how pretty is that horse or I've got a pet rabbit and like the marvels of nature. Like the kids, for fuck's sake, leave them alone.
I learned this, and a lot of us learnt this. A lot of people from our era learnt this. That when you are introduced to sex too early, it fucks you up. All your
Of course,
relationships.
it does.
You can't trust people. You can't form proper relationships. I learned that the hard way, and so when I see these people doing this shit, I'm filthy on them because they're creating an entire generation of people who will not be able to form human connections, proper human
Oh
connections.
yeah, completely.
I want to shoot
Which is
these
the ultimate sort of
face. And why not? That'd be a good show. That'd be a great episode. Today we're hunting the satanic pedophile lizards. I'd watch that episode.
Oh, mate. If you'd like to invest in rope, oh yeah, it's insane how anyone could fucking. I was watching one this morning. I'll send it to you. It's on that Vertigo Politics thing. He's not speaking. He's just showing stuff in Great Britain. It's just fucking disgusting. And these mainstream retards that just take their fucking kids along. I'm like, you're just what's fucking wrong with you? It's a stunning time in history to observe. I've always avoided the mainstream because, as we've probably discussed it even before, I just find them, unbelievably fucking stupid in the sense of, well, they'll just go and watch Madonna. Why? It's rubbish.
Yeah.
Can't you tell it's rubbish?
Yeah.
Why? She doesn't care about these songs. She doesn't fucking care. There's nothing in her about the songs. It's not like listening to Rush.
Mm.
It's not like listening to fucking someone sing a song about who they wrote because of their fucking father passed away, or even if it's just a rock and roll. It's this creature. I mean, there's photos of her recently. She's about 65.
I was going to
dressed
say,
up in fishnets and fucking like, what is this thing crawling around? Have some dignity as a fucking grown woman.
Yeah. Am I still fuckable? Oh. No, you're
no.
fucking weird.
It's just progressive. You're stuck in these old ways, Steve. They're not old ways. They're natural
You're
ways.
just jealous. No,
Yeah,
I'm fine.
No, I'm not. I'm not interested. I'm not jealous about having sex with an old woman who has like do one thrust, one of her buttocks falls down behind her thigh because it's right because it's not real. It's just being injected in there and fucking what?
You're gonna break a hip, love. That's fucked up.
Don't get me wrong. I've seen some good. You want to go to Sweden, some of these countries. I've seen some good-looking 60-year-old women. Some countries look after themselves, good genetics. It happens.
For the most part, I would say they haven't had plastic surgery, Steve. You know what I mean?
No, they just looked after themselves. They had good genetics and ate well and had a nice psychological environment. Not Sweden anymore. It's a complete rape capital, fucking immigration destroyed communist fucking shithole. But it used to be lovely when you had fucking fjords and ABBA and the fucking, it was the fucking one of the most prosperous fucking crime-free fucking cool places to live on fucking earth.
Yeah.
A little bit boring and you want to be a Swede, but big deal. It was fucking lovely.
Yeah.
People used to go, they're a bit boring over there. I used to like the boredom. It was great. Wandering around Sweden, nothing was really going to happen. It was cool, good-looking, tall chicks wandering around everywhere. Yeah, it's horrible here.
No, I found out recently. Those the lipstick.
What? The fish lips they get.
Yeah, those lips. After a few years,
oh God, I can't imagine
those fucking things. They harden.
Of
They go
course.
hard.
Of course. When do you think you can just stick things in your fucking body? I mean, I've got a fucking dental implant. God knows what that'll do one day. But and now there's like 22-year-olds doing it.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
What? You're a good-looking girl. What do you do? I mean, I was in Scotland a few weeks ago, and this was just there was these young Scottish chicks sitting on a bus stop. Good-looking girls, which is rare for Scotland. Sorry, Scotland. Yeah, but they were sitting there about 16 years old, I guess. They were friends, obviously. They're sitting at the bus stop together. All of them were on a phone, but they're with their friends.
Yeah. They're texting each other.
What? Or why are you talking to people who aren't there? There's your friend.
Yeah.
When we were 16 at a bus stop, what would you be doing? Well, you were with your mates. Why would you be? What? The last thing you'd want to be doing is to fucking talk to someone on a phone.
Yeah.
And they're not even talking to you. I don't know what they're looking at. It's like these people who look at their phone in between sets at the gym. What, are you that busy? What are you looking at? I don't know what you're looking at. I don't understand you people. I've got a phone. It's a piece of shit. I've had it for 10 years. It won't fucking upgrade. It won't let me open anything. But I'm not addicted to it. I don't want to be on the fucking thing. I have no Facebook on this or Messenger or fucking anything. It's just a phone. Take fucking phone calls and sends texts. And here's the problem. Remember in the 2000s when we had those little Nokia ones that fit in your fucking pocket? Now we've gone back to the dumb, massive size we had in the 90s in Gordon Gecko in fucking Wall Street, right? Now we've gone back to a shit thing that's a hassle. Right? I found my old Nokia from the 2000s. It was perfect. Just fit. It was like that fucking big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It was easy to carry, just fit in there. Right now, I've got this brick I'm fucking carrying around. Like, yeah, you know, crazy times, folks. Crazy times.
I was so pissed off. I had a phone that I bought in 2000. It would have been, and it was just this. It might have been a Nokia as well, but it was just a little thing, little buttons. It had a camera on it. But the camera was so shit. You really didn't. It really wasn't good for anything other than being a phone. And
they had a torch.
Yeah.
Your torch was handy. Pretty good torch.
Yeah. But the only thing, like, it was before 2001, so it didn't have a GPS chip in it. So. I was like, I loved that phone. I loaned it to my brother and he gave it away or he lost it or something. He just wondered. I was like, I gave it to him and I said, just do not lose this phone. And so he immediately went and fucking lost the phone. Like, fucking asshole. Anything that I value, I'm like, right, I'm going to fuck that up. But that did give me an idea. There's an episode of Rogan where he interviews Edward Snowden. And Edward Snowden goes through, it basically runs down how to get one of these phones and turn it into a phone that can't be traced and can't be listened in on. So, like, I can buy phones off the internet for about $100 each, and they're, all right phones, and even cheaper than that. So what I was...
And how much it... Because I think my old agent gave me that thing. 10 years ago. How much are these modern phones?
Well, that's what's bananas. These iPhones are a couple of grand. This one, I didn't actually pay. I think I paid $150. So this is an iPhone 11. I paid $150 for it because it was a gift and it had a broken screen. So I got the screen replaced. So I got an iPhone 11, but it's addictive as fuck. It's horrible. I catch myself on the fucking thing, and it listens. It goddamn listens. I'll be sitting there talking like, oh, we've been talking about, what ads I'm gonna get on fucking Facebook tomorrow? dick pills
Dentistry
and
and Pornhub.
dentistry. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be because it's fucking listening. It's my feed is just gonna be, hey, do you need some dick pills? Hey, check out this porn. Fucking, this is some wild porn.
This guy's into D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, dicks and dentistry. Dick pills and dentistry.
Oh fuck, man. But yeah, so I was thinking
Jesus.
get a bunch of those phones. Just find one. I need to find one that I can open up and fuck with. You take out the GPS chip, you take out the microphones and the speakers. Those headphones that you're wearing right now, that's how you use the phone. So if you want to use your phone, you have to plug a set of headphones in.
I always use the phone with headphones, or I hold it. I put the speaker thing on and go like this. I never go like this. Fuck no, mate.
Well, because even if my battery runs out on this thing, there's enough battery in there. I can't turn the phone on, but it's still GPS tracking and it's still uploading the recordings because it's recording, and every half hour it just uploads to Apple and whoever else every conversation I'm having, every fucking thing. It's insane. So I was thinking about that as just a little way to make a little bit of money, but I don't know if anyone would buy these phones. But they would be phones that are impossible. I do know some people that would buy them. But yeah, they would be phones that would be like, you can't listen in, you can't track them, there's no GPS, there's no, it'd be interesting.
God.
A friend on Twitter.
Sometimes I go, if they've got every single person's conversations and shit in the world, where is all this stuff? What's it for? Like,
yeah. That's the thing. There's an AI listening for certain words. It's so retarded. Like, there's just those keywords that they listen for. They listen for them on phone calls. Facebook, it came out recently that Facebook have been feeding information to the FBI about like who to arrest. Like political stuff. They've been like any conversations we have.
Oh yeah. None of this surprises me.
Yeah. Well, there was now a guy on Twitter. This is all sort of unconfirmed at this point, but he said,
well, what would be the point in arresting me? All I want is a new bike.
Exactly.
I'm hardly a massive. Steve Hughes a massive threat? No, he wants a new push bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the New World Order will have to run that past Klaus Schwab first.
Did Steve have a bike? No, you can't have a fucking bike.
Nah.
Hey.
Send him some porn and dental pamphlets.
Yeah, he's given up the porn. We've got to get him back on the porn. Yeah. He's starting to look after himself. We can't have that.
I'm amazed at how people defend porn, to be honest. I have friends on Facebook that, like, anytime I've put something on Facebook that's like, all porn is gay porn. It's just all dicks, really, all the time. It's just dicks. Or, porn is a weapon. I've had friends come along and like be ready to unfriend me because they do not want their fucking porn attacked. Because that I think is the sign of something that there's something wrong with it, because deep down they must be like, there is definitely
just go back old school and get a fucking DVD player.
Yeah.
Because they made heaps better porn in the mid-2000s anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. I had some porn DVDs. That's all I used to watch. No one knew I was watching porn then because there was no fucking internet porn. Yeah.
Or get a VHS. I think I think
that's the first porn I saw in the 80s.
Exactly.
We had a Finnish family up in the Blue Mountains, the Queekles. Their dad being a European guy. He had pornography. No one we knew had pornography, but the guy from Europe, he had some pornography. And I can still remember the first porn film I saw, The Untamed. I can still remember the name. I can still remember the scene. There was a butler, and a like a maid, and the woman who ran the house, and she was there, and her husband was out or something, and the butler came in and he served something, and then the maid was there, and then I remember one of them just went, "Shall we retire to the drawing room and fuck?" We were all just 15-year-old boys in there. But then we really didn't get that. That's not when I got addicted to porn, because next minute we just went down the bush and lit fires and shot guns, and that was heaps more fun.
You couldn't carry the VHS and the TV in your fucking pocket. That was the difference. But the thing
we could certainly carry fucking tins of petrol and matches.
Yeah. I feel for these kids today that will never know the joy of arson. Like, we did that. Like, you get a tin of petrol and you just light shit on fire, and it's just that woof.
I never burnt property down, but we just went into the bush and lit massive fucking bonfires. And throw tins of baked beans in there, wait for them to fucking explode. And fucking, you know, sometimes I remember once we threw handfuls of bullets in there. Bullets got
We used to put cans of old cans of Airguard and stuff on the fire and just wait.
WD-40.
Yeah, exactly. Good, clean fun.
Oh yeah, we used to fill these big plastic syringes with petrol, and then just. we used to run amok in the Blue Mountains, mate. We used to jump on it. It was with the Queekles, actually, the guys that had the porn, but they had motorbikes too. And so we used to jump on Paul Queekle's motorbike, 3 of us, head up to the tip at night, steal tires and fucking diesel fuel or whatever we found up there, go back into the bush, fucking build huge fires with tires and petrol, and fucking throw WD-40 tins in there. Fucking explode. Yeah. We used to steal detonators off the railway tracks, or from the not off the tracks, but from the shed.
Yeah,
and then you fucking throw detonators in there. Wait for the chaos. I remember one of my mates fucking, he caught on fire. There was some catastrophes. We had to roll one bloke around in the dirt. He was throwing petrol on it. It came up the fucking, and then he fucking dropped the can, and the petrol went all over, and he's on fire. But you know what's funny? Nothing happened to us.
Yeah,
we all survived.
Yeah,
no one got fucking. I don't remember. We used to have fucking air rifle fucking wars. I got hit in the fucking neck once, so that's when he just dropped the gun and chased the cunt. And rock fights. Did you get into rock fights?
Yeah.
I remember once we used to be down the quarry like this, and everyone would be, you get 4 or 5 kids on each team. And I always remember this one. You know, when some kid pops up and he doesn't know, and you see him, and then I pelt the rock, but then halfway through you realise, oh my god, it's going to scone this cunt. Right, you know what it is, and he's not looking, and you just realise, oh no, it's a conk.
There will be blood. Yeah,
and screaming, but everyone survived.
God, this is bringing back memories. My cousin and I went out shooting sluggies. I loved my slug gun, but my cousin beaned a guy. One of our mates came along with his motorbike, and he shot him right between the eyes. Freaked us the fuck out, because he just went, ah, and blood started pissing down his face, and we went over thinking like he's cocked one in the eye, and we're fucked.
Oh yeah, we're fucked then. Yeah,
and pulled his hands down, and it was like fucking right in between. Oh, fucking amazing.
I mean, I will admit we were fucking lucky.
Oh yeah. But you know,
Because,
I'd
but I
say
sometimes think that's
children-
why we were lucky. That's why we were lucky. I understand some kid blew a fucking finger off with a firecracker, and I know it happened. Someone,
Yeah.
you know, we had our mishaps. We once remember those parachute firecrackers that would shoot the thing out, and that parachute would open.
Yeah.
Well, we once pulled the base off and then stuck it on a nail on a bit of wood, right, so you could fucking aim it. Right, not realizing that as we stuck it on there, the thing that's supposed to shoot out is now on the nail.
Stuck on the nail.
Right? So then we lit. So then we lit it, and it didn't shoot out. It just fucking blew up. That was a bit of a catastrophe, but no one fucking died. You know.
Well, we used to make guns that just the skyrockets, not the ones that you'd shoot and they'd blow up. These were just the ones that would just shoot across the sky. They were just the little
The ball shooters.
Yeah, and they had like a stick coming down. You'd stick that in the ground. We would stick the stick into a tent peg and then light it, and you'd just like use it like a gun, and it would shoot like a little.
We did the same.
Launcher.
We did the same thing. We actually got a bit of fucking 4x2 or something, bit of plywood, and we cut the shape of a gun out.
Yeah.
Right, and then we got nails and put him like had a barrel like this.
Yeah.
No hole in the back, just a wood, and then we put nails in the top and folded them over, so that was like the barrel. Then we'd slip the ball shooter in there.
We were inventive people back then.
Would have been a bad move if that ball shooter had fucking gone the wrong way. Yeah. This week on Dicks and Dentistry, Steve Hughes and Scott Horn just rabbit on about fucking nothing.
Probably probably what's the word? I keep thinking intimidate, but it's not intimidate. Keep when you make yourself guilty.
You're like me. We're getting the olds. We're words I just used to remember. Sometimes I can't spell anymore.
Yeah. Oh, my spelling's gone to shit. My IQ.
I was a great speller. Sometimes I'm sitting there going, how do I spell career? How do I spell fucking definitely? What?
Yeah.
And then I try 50 times and I get it wrong. I'm like, am I going fucking nuts?
Yeah. I seriously think these fucking things with autocorrect and spell checker and all this stuff is really making us very stupid.
Oh, I don't always use it. Like if the word pops up, I don't press that thing. I always try to keep it spell, and I want to spell it. But sometimes I'm sitting there at a fucking loss, going,
yeah,
I know how to spell this fucking word. Like, what was one I had the other night? It was just, I had to look it up. It was now I can't even fucking remember what the fuck.
Yeah.
I think we need to go and live in the woods for about 6 months away from all this fucking rubbish. But
yeah, seriously, yeah. No, it's fucking, it's all this shit.
Maybe it's all the electronic waves everywhere and all that fucking rubbish.
I think it's another part of it is the instant gratification is dumbing us down. Like having
there's another reason to get off the porn. Instant gratification.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No,
this will be my new vice. Oh, I had a wine gum.
Careful,
yeah.
Be fucking careful, mate.
Well, I've had this for 3 days now. I haven't finished it yet, so not bad. Because sometimes you can get addicted. Sometimes I can stuff the whole fucking thing in one go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll be on the extra strong mint soon. And where it goes from that.
That's where it goes. Back to the porn, wine gums, and pornography. How come your teeth are so fucked? It's all the wine gums.
Mm.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, folks, this has been a fun chat. This one about. I hope we've made it funny enough for people to find it interesting. In the because we didn't get in some of the comments on the first one. Steve dropping some truth bombs here. No one's dropping any truth bombs on this fucking one. Just dropping personal regrets and youthful misadventures and lack of linguistic skills.
Yeah. This is a different one. This is a different episode. Fuck.
Yeah. I don't know what time is it there?
It is now. It's 1:45. So we've done about 2.5 hours. That's pretty good.
1:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
It'll be in an hour. It'll be 1:45 again. Daylight savings is kicking in tonight.
Oh, is it?
It could actually be 1:45 if daylight savings is. I don't think it is, but yeah, daylight savings kicks in, so it will have dropped back an hour at some point.
You're old fucking. See, now I have to do another piss again. The piss is kicking in now because I've been drinking this fucking water constantly. That's when I have to piss all the time.
Yeah.
That's right. You've got the summer coming up, aren't you? It's going to be start roasting your fucking ass off.
Man.
Whereas now it's coming to my bony fucking asshole's going to get battered in this fucking. Plus, I'm in Europe where the Russians are probably going to cut off all the gas. And we're going to.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Do you have any opinions about who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline?
I cannot speak on any of this. My buddy who I'm living with here, he knows a lot of stuff about this. I would be an arrogant shit to discuss any of this with any kind of clarity, as I haven't followed. My mate knows tons, my Canadian buddy. He knows heaps. But me, I'm a bit of an ignorant bastard when it comes to this. I haven't looked into it. I look into so much other stuff. I go, I can't take this on board.
Yeah.
Even though it might kill me. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's, But as long as trannies can get into the chick's bathroom, we've got to get that sorted out.
That's what's important, if we can get gender equality and more brown people riding bikes, I think that that's what concerns me most of all. Like, if people are freezing to death, some grandma can't get warm, who gives a fuck? I mean, gender equality is where it's at, man.
It's where it's at. I mean, because we've got to make sure that the women can be in CEOs of Forbes 500 companies, and
we have to support them.
We have to support them, and we've got to make sure that no one's masculine. All you men out there, make sure you hate yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you chop your dick off. Don't defend your women because they're better than you. Because you're especially you white men, and open your borders to everyone, because you're scum.
Yeah.
All you white men, start wearing just Crocs and panties.
Yeah.
And don't talk to the women because that's predatory.
Yeah. Get out your dress sandals.
Make sure you don't talk to any of the women because you are a sexual predator and you're toxic. Remember that, all you guys out there. Remember when you wake up in the morning, understand you're toxic. Make sure you hate yourself.
Yeah.
and make sure you stand up for a bunch of guys in panties walking around in their fucking underwear in the street, screaming how much Trump is a fucking bastard. Right?
Yeah. That's
Because these are the important things.
Yeah.
That you should be concerned about. And
always let a person of color fuck your girlfriend or wife because they're better at it
always.
than you, and
They're
it's good for you. It's
it's good for you
it's
to put you in your place.
yeah
Because
that
because you're too privileged. You're too privileged.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So all you guys out there understand that you've been privileged all your life, that you're a filthy white man, and you should let immigrants fuck your women and all the time, and put your panties on.
Yeah. That's important.
Yeah, because you can get your cock out to watch the porn quicker with panties.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of your balls is already hanging out the side.
They actually covered all this quite well in that movie, Mad Max Furry Road. Mad Max 4 Furry Road. That one, like, I think they summed it up when it was like, hey, Max is pretty cool and all, but he's no one-armed woman.
He's not. He's not.
I thought it was very telling at the end of that movie, to be honest, where they.
I haven't got to the. I can't watch it.
It's fucking retarded.
I hate it.
It's a retarded movie. Well, at the end, there's a golden. I'd watch it just for this. I've been kind of playing with a bit about that whole thing, about how the bad guy is the good guy, and just subverting their fucking subversion, just throwing it back at them. But at the end, all the women are like gathered together, and they've all got motorbikes, and they're going to ride off to some paradise on the ocean that's all lush and green. And the main woman is like, Max, there's a motorbike here for you. You want to come with us? And he looks around at 20 women. And he's like, do I want to go and live with 20 women? Like, nah. I'll stick with the marauding murderers, the mutant fucking murderers. At least they're not going to gag me and fucking.
You want to come live with 20 chicks? Maybe in the 80s. Yeah, I would have gone, but not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Plus, I don't know how long I can ride for with my panties on, with one of my testicles hanging down the side. Might burn on the carburetor. And like, yeah. So that's our advice to all you fucking horrible men out there.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Don't talk.
Yeah.
And wherever you see an oppressed person, fall to your knees immediately and beg for forgiveness.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're slightly darker than you, that means they're better than you.
If someone's got a limp, or give them a standing ovation. If someone's got, because everyone's oppressed but you.
Yeah. Everyone. If you're really attached to being a man, your best bet is to become a woman. Put on a dress and say you're a woman. Women are better men than us anyway, so
Yeah. A man won Woman of the Year, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's it. Just make sure, keep hating yourselves, keep wearing Spider-Man shirts and not growing up. Yeah. And just remember, a great role model is Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson. Remember, because they're the way they describe white men these days, aren't they? Hey, because what? Bart's an idiot, and Homer's a retard, and Marge is fucking fantastic, and Lisa's a genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you remember, you just like donuts and panties and guilt.
Yeah.
And don't talk. As we said, don't talk to women, because that's sexual fucking harassment.
It's harassment. Yeah.
And don't open your legs on the train. Even though you've got testicles between that, because that's manspreading, and don't ever talk to women or give them advice, because that's mansplaining and that's oppressive.
If you ever find yourself enjoying yourself, punch yourself in the nuts immediately. Just
and if any white people out there get together, at least more than two of you at once, to enjoy something,
no,
that's not including everybody else in the world, and you're obviously some kind of racist, xenophobe.
Well, that's problematic. Just get tattooed on your forehead. Problematic. So, and get it backwards. So every time you look in the mirror, you fucking remind yourself you are problematic, cunt.
Yeah.
That problem.
And that remember, white people don't have a culture.
No. That's true.
And if they do show any pride or any kind of dignity in their past achievements or culture, then that's exclusionary for everybody else.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, other people from different races, what that is that's the pride of their own culture. But don't you take any of that on board, because that's cultural appropriation.
Yeah. No, that's not for us. That's not for white.
It's not for us.
No,
that's not for white people.
No. And remember, anything, if you think of anything good that white people have ever done, we stole that.
Yep.
We took that. Someone else did it first. We appropriated it. We enslaved the people. We're just awful. And just as soon as you accept that,
well, the happier you'll be.
Yeah, exactly. Accept your enslavement, and it's invigorating. It's freeing.
Freeing to the spirit. It makes it makes, not that you have an internal world.
Yeah.
Because you're just a transhumanist fucking physical entity that wanders around like this, right? With oppression at the core of your existence. It's just, that's all you ever do. And
if anyone out there's having trouble accepting these things and really getting it into there, I'm working on some affirmations that you listen to while you sleep, but it's just basically 3 hours of I am a cunt, I am a piece of shit. They're kind of anti-affirmations, but they do the job. Like,
they do the job. You want to program your subconscious to understand that really you've achieved nothing.
Yeah.
And even if you do achieve something, as Scott just said, you've stolen that off someone else. Probably unconsciously, an unconscious bias. Remember that? You've got racist ghosts within your collective subconscious.
That's it.
So even if you're not a racist person, understand that you are really.
Yeah. Well, it's systematic. I mean,
it's endemic through the birth of your genetic type.
Yeah, I would almost say it's not our fault, but it is.
Completely is.
Absolutely.
And just understand, it's easy to understand. If you live in a multicultural country, remember that anyone who's the host nation is the oppressor for letting these people come in and live there. Right?
Yeah.
So you should feel bad about that.
Yeah.
Just feel bad.
Yeah. It saves time.
just hate yourself. Look in the mirror. Know that every single woman on earth is better than you.
Yeah. This is sage advice, people. Just fucking absorb this.
Just me and Scott have done a lot of soul. Not that we have souls, but we've done a lot of internal searching to bring you this enlightened advice to all you toxic white men out there.
That's it.
All right?
Yeah.
Sometimes even men of color are toxic. So sometimes we do get to cross pollinate because men are just toxic. Who needs masculinity? Your very hormonal and psychological makeup is toxic.
Yeah. We're evil. we're just the evil. I mean, I used to say to myself, "Be the evil you want to see in the world," but I realised, you know, that was wrong.
Because I don't have to be the evil I want to be. I am.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is an enlightened position. I am dirt. I am mud. Slowly. I am less than a worm.
Or we could give you this advice: understand that you're a noble white man of a profoundly excellent heritage. Right?
We're on YouTube, brother.
and never say the word brother.
I'll put
never say the word.
Oh yeah.
Never say that. Never say, because that's excluding women.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Except the women who are men.
Those are included in that statement. Yeah. Sorry. We're on YouTube, sister.
Maybe we could cross men with sister, Mister.
Mister. Yeah,
yeah. But
I think, but I'm sure someone will have a problem with it.
Yeah, yeah, because we know what the old word Mister is.
But we can explain it to them. But you know what? I'll edit this bit and put it on Rumble, because Rumble you can say whatever you want. So yeah.
What's Rumble?
Rumble is just this kind of fairly low grade.
Oh, that's not.
The app itself is fairly low grade. The user interface is quite low grade, but you can say whatever the fuck you want. It's one of the platforms.
I was thinking Bumble is a dating site or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one where women make the first move.
Women. Oh, that's right. Because that's right. Because women don't want men to chase them, do they? Because that's predatory.
No. Apparently, women want to be the one. They hate it when we're confident. I mean, I've never seen a woman more disgusted than when I've been confident. Oh God, they're like, confidence. You're not a person. Why are you confident?
Oh goodness gracious me. The lunatics have taken over the asylum. Do you remember that song? Was that Haircut 100?
I remember hearing that from an Irish folk band. But yeah,
okay. I think
100 did that as well. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll put that on Rumble. Continue that thought. Let's explore that thought, Steve. You're a noble white man. You've done good things in the world. If it wasn't for us,
the heritage.
Yeah,
the heritage. Well, actually, maybe we should discuss that next time with some seriousness on our next, because this has been our dick and dentistry episode.
Yeah, let's not fuck up this
which
episode. We'll do a bit of
This is me and Scott, my fucking evil panty wearing sister here.
How did you know?
I sent you the panties, as a gift for the. It's Victoria's Secret, apparently.
Mark has mate Mark Oshka has a great joke where he goes, there's a Victoria's Secret has got a trans model. So apparently Victoria's Secret is a penis.
And do you know what's funny? I was down in Ipswich the other day because now you know how we've all got to be attracted to people that we're not attracted to. Otherwise, we're oppressive, right?
Yeah.
So now we've got to have sex with people that we're not attracted to, even though none of the women seem to be having sex with me at all.
I know.
Maybe because I'm evil and predatory and fucking horrible, or it's probably because of my fucking dentistry.
And porn
but
addiction.
in the window of this lingerie shop, now we've got overweight women in panties and stuff. But it's funny, I don't seem to see fat guys in Calvin Klein ads.
It's almost like,
it's almost like this is one-sided towards.
It's almost a double standard, but I don't want to make that claim.
Because that would be an observation of reality, and we cannot have that.
Yeah, and it seems toxic.
It's completely toxic.
Observing reality as it is toxic by its very nature.
It's illegal. It's illegal.
Yeah,
it's against the law to observe reality.
Yeah,
I was doing it because let's finish on this. I was trying to write a joke once about. I never done it. It was just an idea for a joke. Because this kind of equity thing. Let's just squeeze everybody in there. Not equality, but equity. So now we've got to. It doesn't matter if you're good at comedy. Everybody's got to have a go, right? So, but I thought to myself, well, no one's going to come and ask me to do Calvin Klein underpants ads, because I got a feeling that most women wouldn't be too impressed, and I'm not even going to and I'm certainly not going to work for the gay men, and just in general, I haven't got the great shape to stand around on a billboard in underpants, and yet if we have equity, do I get to be in the underpant ad? Because I got a feeling if I was in the Calvin Klein underpant ad, then after about two weeks of that billboard being up, Calvin Klein would be ringing his accountant going, how much have we lost? right, going, why is that guy on the poster? Why can't we get Gino from Italy, that guy we filmed last year, with standing on that rock in those white Speedos with the slim hips and a wide-shouldered, square-jawed, blue-eyed eagle jaw? Where's that guy? Oh, well, he's had to go and do some comedy. right. So, but if it makes you feel any better, Calvin, the comedy promoter rang. He's losing a fortune too. But if fair's fair.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to have a go at everything. Because remember, everyone can do everything that everyone else can do.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
And if you can't do it, we'll just tell you that you can.
Yeah. Ability doesn't.
And if someone says you can't, well, they must be a hater or a racist or a homophobe or a predator or some kind of ism or phobe, right?
Oh, I hate
that. Just remember that.
Yeah.
So that's our sage advice for you listeners this week on the Dick and Dentistry episode. It's all you scummy men out there, hate yourselves, put on your panties, whack a dress on, walk with your head down, and don't talk to chicks.
Yep. And good night.
Good night.